Google, put in YouTube, DJ KaySlay, Bridging the Gap, you'll see me and Slay, right? I'm taking them to all the projects, Crip neighborhoods, Blood neighborhoods, Compton, Wild South, Central, Pacoima, Long Beach, everywhere. VIP Records. He out there by himself with me, Dolo, meeting everybody, politicking with everybody. The Rolling 60s, the 40s, Crenshaw, everywhere, right? It's documented. So me and Slay bonded like that. If you go look at the back of RayJ's All I Feel album, you'll see something that you normally don't see. DJ KaySlay A&R that R&B album.
Oh
I
shit.
use he A&R'd it. Why? What did that give me? That gave me New York radio, which contributed to the success of what, Cray? Sexy Can I?
Mm-hmm.
I used Slay to leak the motherfucker. They wanted to come out with a ballad, a song called All I Feel. At this time, we got the Kim Kardashian shit moving heavy. We done got sued because we released this sex tape called Snakes in the Grass, where we had an animated RayJ fucking animated Kim K on the cover. DJ KaySlay hosted the mixtape. You know, mixtapes is big at the time. So we used the lawsuit, put that shit in the blogs. He like, whack. They want to release All I Feel. I say, fuck that. We got to stay thugging with this shit. Sexy Can I let that shit go? Leak it. He say, whack. I said, when it come back, blame me. Slay, let that shit go. That shit got added to about 40, 50 radio stations on his own and went,
Man,
right?
that's dope. You know, and R.I.P. to KaySlay. But I think that shit's dope because it's like, you know, obviously after that shit happened with Pac and Biggie, you know what I'm saying, and that shit really fucked up both the coasts. And I think it's dope that, you know, the fact that the both coasts got fucked up, but it still took both of the opposite sides of the coast to still bring that back together. You know what I'm saying? With you and KaySlay really being the forefront of really bringing that together. And I didn't even know about that. I'm actually going to
hmm
look into that video.
You got your man back schemes. He said, shit, this shit 13 years old with him and Slay. Yeah, so, you know, so from that, me and Slay started building. Straight Stun magazine. Slay created his own magazine, and we started building. You know, I started, sending West Coast rappers over there. Kendrick Lamar, the J Rocks, YG, fucking Nipsey Hussle, all these dudes, Glasses Malone, all these dudes. First time, not only was I putting them on New York radio through Slay, we was flying them to New York, and they was actually going up to the stations, getting live interviews. Shit we
Hot
couldn't get.
97?
Hot 97 and
Yeah.
Shade 445.
Damn, that's
Shade
lit. Okay.
45, both of them, right? So now these niggas is, this is, pre them getting big. This contributed to, okay, KaySlay is who he is in New York. Who the fuck is these West Coast niggas KaySlay spinning? That means something, right? So me and Slay start building, went from business to Slay becoming a big brother. Slay like 10 years older than me or so, something like that. Him and my wife got to share the same birthday. So now we got these Straight Stud Magazine annual boat parties, the launches. This is why I met Cardi B at Sue's Rendezvous. She was stripping. And, he would always throw it at the strip club because it was a female magazine. That's why I respect her. Like, the same Cardi she is now, she was back then, right? Just real authentic. So building with Slay,
Yes, yeah,
building with
shout out to staying yourself, you know what I'm saying, the whole time and never switching up, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to that for
building with
staying authentic.
Yeah, building with Slay, other business started coming. We hosted mixtapes. Now I'm the go-to to get to Slay because niggas couldn't get to him outside of New York. We doing a mixtape, Straight Stun magazine moving. We go up there, we do a deal with Conscious. This time they went to E1. Um, went to E1, so we moving. I'm managing RayJ. We doing RayJ. We spun from that. We went to the reality shows for the love of RayJ, RayJ's family, the family business, all this shit. We started doing that, you know. And now I'm building my own label at the time. So probably about 20, 2009, 2010 is how I meet Game. He talks about it in Jesus Piece. No, or LAX, one of them songs where he says, I'm gonna tell you how I met my nigga Wack. He ain't always had my back. When I met him, he was with Suge and it wasn't to the good, right? Him and Suge was beefing. Game and Suge was beefing. But Suge was beefing because he was hating on the nigga. So whenever they went over there to approach Game, I never would show up.
Was Suge hating on the game basically because
Hating on him. Now
was he
Game,
trying to sign him and
no,
game
here
wasn't
go the
really with it
thing.
type shit?
Game went to death row first. Suge wouldn't fuck with him. Then he end up, right, up under somebody else, Desperado, K-Dog and them, right? The Mansfields, they went and did a joint venture with Interscope, and then from that comes motherfucking the documentary. So when Game blows, now Suge saying, fuck that nigga. He over there with the Crips. Well, hold on, nigga. When the Paru come to sign to you didn't fuck with him. But whenever the Crips come sign to you, you sign them. No disrespect, but this is just a fucking reality. So now he like, fuck Game, fuck Game, fuck Game. And I'm like, this time I had met him, right? So I never forget me, the homie Lil John from Fruitown Paru, Zap from Fruitown Paru. We meeting Suge at the Four Seasons. I didn't know Lil John and Zap. I met him for like 8 minutes and my phone went off. It's the homie Brisk from Westside Paru say, Whack, where you at? So we at the Four Seasons on Doheny in Beverly Hills. He said, my nigga, the G Unit niggas got us blocked in at the Hyde on Sunset. I said, I'm on my way. I said, who you with? He said, I'm with Game. It's about 30 of these niggas. I said, I'm on my way. I tell Suge what it is. He say, fuck Game. Let them do what they do with him. I said, no, that's P-Funk. Until we denounce him, nigga, ain't no do what they do with him. That's a black eye on us. Lil John from Fruitown and Zap, I just met 8 minutes ago. So when I jumped up and jumped in my car, they jumped in their car and followed me. So when I get there, sure enough, that's what that was. They had them blocked in. Had a conversation, you know. We figured it out, came to agreement. They went their way, game with his. I went over there. Suge eventually pulled up. Um, I went, introduced myself to Game, paid my respects to the homie Brisk, because that's who I came for, and I got on. So maybe about 3 months later, about 3 to 6 months later, I signed this artist named Stacey Adams, and off the West Coast, out of my neighborhood, really. And so I'm like, damn, I need to get a feature for this nigga. So I said, you know what? I need to reach out to Game. So the homie Two T's was over there from Bounty Hunters, head of security with Game. We reached out to Two T's. Um, actually reached out the homie Wacko from West Side. We was doing a lot of business at the time. He reached out to Two T's, let him know I wanted to holler at Game. He set it up. Game was in the studio. He was at Encore in Burbank recording LAX. I think it's the LAX album. So when I walked in, he's in the booth. He motioned for me to come to the booth. When I walked in the booth, he reached in his pocket and gave me everything he had. It was a wad of money, like 12, 13,000, right? I give it back to him. I said, nah, I need a feature. He said, well, keep that out of the love you showed me on that situation. I'm gonna do the feature too, right? So he knocked out the feature, did the feature for me. He said, yo, keep pulling up, bro. I'm recording this album. Come fuck with me. I like your energy. So I kept pulling up, kept pulling up. He pulled me to the side and said, look, man, Jimmy Henchman has my management. I'm getting a bad feeling about it. I don't know why. He done a great job. He didn't have my back. But I'm just getting a gut feeling that something ain't right. He said, look, I want to start channeling some business through you. And you start overseeing this shit, but you're going to have to deal with Jimmy how you deal with him. At the time, I'm cocky. I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck about none of that. It's Paru, nigga. Ain't no nigga from New York gonna get in Paru business if it's some business. So from that, I started doing dates and deals on the side. And sure enough, about the fifth deal in, I get the call. Tony Martin. Tony Martin, Brother Delaney. Brother Delaney from Brooklyn, Tony Martin from somewhere in New York. Yo, man, we represent Czar Entertainment or whatever the fuck it is. We see you been booking game dates. We need you to cease and desist. We got the contract. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm Whack from Paru. That's the little homie. Nigga, I ain't stopping nothing. Right? Well, you got to talk to our boss. Okay, cool. Get your boss on the phone. And get Jimmy on the phone. Jimmy, this dude Whack is on the phone. Yo, what's up, homie? You know, you intrude on my business. All depends on how you look at it. Well, we got management. He a Paru. Who was it? This whack. He said the whack that fuck with RayJ used to fuck with Suge. Yeah. He said, oh shit, nigga, I didn't even know you fuck. Yeah, well I fuck with him. He said, well, whack, listen, bro, I ain't gonna get in the way of your business, but at least start sending us the dates. No, he said, send us the dates and then we'll give you your finder's fee. Negative. The only way I'm gonna send you my business is if you cut me in an overall business. If you ain't gonna cut me in an overall business, let your business be your business and my business be my business. I'm already knowing that Broden already told me he feeling something. He really trying to get out the lines then. I said, but what I will do is send you the dates I'm doing so you can calendar the shit. So when you get calls, you already know he's gonna be somewhere. So we settled on that. I really think Jimmy disrespected me because, not for nothing, Jimmy Henry wasn't a nigga to play with. But I mean, that went both ways, right? So we settled on that. We never had no problems. I'll be goddamn, maybe about a year into the shit, Jimmy get caught up on the indictments, the murder, the RICO, the drug charges. So, Game's intuition, I guess, was talking to him. Um, he did Jesus Piece and Interscope pulled away from the deal with Desperado. A lot of people don't know that Game was never signed directly to Interscope. He was signed to Desperado. Desperado had the joint venture with Interscope. So when Interscope pulled away from Desperado, that left Game in limbo. He ain't got no home now, right? And then him and Desperado was in conflict, so they wasn't
But
talking
wasn't
either.
Game also signed to Aftermath as well?
Never. Game was signed to Interscope, to Desperado Music, and Desperado had the joint venture with Interscope. Dre was overseeing the whole
Oh,
project.
okay, okay,
That's where Aftermath came into
got
it.
it, got it,
Stat Quo was signed to
got it,
Aftermath,
got it.
who later became my A&R for Game's albums, right? So we look up Game and Limbo. Desperado ain't talking to him. He did a 6-album deal with them. He did 5. He still owed him one. Then he don't have no house. Desperado's a little upset with him. They like, we're going to keep the nigga on the shelf, kill his career off. Fuck that. They mad. Because Game had been talking to him, so on and so forth, right? At the time, we didn't flew to Miami. Game's recording at Cool and Dre's studio. So we in Miami like 30, 45 days. So I played my hand. I called Alan Grumblack up at E1. I said, yo, I need to come up, discuss another deal with you. Like, come see me. He's in New York. Now, at this time, this is when the world is hearing Game is going to sign the Cash Money. Y'all remember that? Tiger does the walk on stage shit in Irvine
Yep.
at the
Mm-hmm.
Irvine Metal.
At the damn, what's that
Out
shit
of West
called?
was one.
Yeah,
At the
yeah, yep.
Irvine Metal,
Mm-hmm.
Tiger, because at the time, Tiger's Young Money,
They
Cash
closed
Money.
that they closed that venue down too,
Yeah, I know they
man.
go to some shit on the
Damn.
other side of the freeway now, some shit.
Yeah.
So, Game's gonna sign the Cash Money. So, when I get to Miami, I talk to Stunner. Stunner say, whack, keep it 100. Is he free? I said, well, you got to deal with a dude named K-Dog. He owe him one. So, Stunner like a non-problematic dude. He want to do the business, but he just want to do the fucking business. He don't want all the bullshit. We can do the business. If not, not cool. He love Game to death. He's a Game fan. So I flew up to New York, E1. I said, yo, if I can deliver Game, what kind of budget will you give me? He said, you called the number. I called the number. He said, but yeah, he going to Cash Money. No way you going to pull him away from that. E1 didn't know that Birdman didn't want to deal with all the headaches, right? So he pretty much gave me my blessing, to go do what I want to do. All right, I always
And
respect
is that
Stunner.
at that point that's when you were a part of like the Cash Money West, right?
Nuh-uh, Cash Money West is not here. We in 2013 now. Ain't
Okay,
no Cash
okay,
Money
for sure.
West. But Stunner is always somebody. If I needed some music clear, I called him. He cleared. Invoice be a half for me, and he zeroed it out. Who's that? Whack? That's you. Zero it out. Send it. Cleared all that. Always. So I'm never gonna. If Stunner's involved in something, I'm gonna bring it to him. If
Yeah,
he
shout
give me
out to
his blessings to
Birdman for
go
that,
run with
man.
something,
For being a real
yeah. If he
nigga.
give me his blessings, then I'll do it. I ain't never going against Stunner. It ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna never happen. For no amount of money, no nothing. I'm not going against him. Right. So I go up there and I get the blessing from Alan Grunblatt. Like, if you can make it happen, I'll do the deal with you. Great. I know Game is still signed to Desperado. I called my boy T Money from Mansfield. Me and T Money go back to 12 years old, doing time at juvenile hall here at Crip. I used to help him fight Crips. His neighborhood wasn't that big, but the nigga had the heart of a giant. He come in there, diss all his enemies. It'd be 30 of them. He fight all of them. So I started helping the nigga fight. Nigga was a rider, right? So me and T Money maintained a relationship over all those years. T Money and K Dog, Kenji is from the same neighborhood. I'm like, yo, T Money, can you arrange a meeting with your homie K Dog? He like, whack, bet, where? I said, Beverly Hills at the Montage. I'm going to fly back in town. Flew back, came into town, right? Sat down with him. I said, look, I know you in Game at odds. He said, y'all don't fuck with that nigga whack. Nigga, I'm going to leave that nigga on the show, blase, blase. I said, listen, I'm trying to make a move with him for my company. Out of respect to me, I hand him an envelope. It's a check in there. Whether you fuck with me or not, just on the strength of you taking this meeting, that's you, right? I said, but I need to do this project to solidify your contract so I can keep moving. I'm willing to do this project, get you paid, you maintain your points. I'm going to take the hit. I won't even make nothing on this deal, but I got to free him up, right? He say, whack, long as the contract got your name and your company, I do it. But if it's with Black Wall Street, his company, I ain't doing it. He looked in the envelope, saw the cashier's check. He say, this me regardless? I said, out of respect, that's you. He say, whack, I'll fuck with you. From that came Year of the Wolf. Now, if you can recall, right after Year of the Wolf, you see me immediately going to releasing the documentary 2 and the documentary 2.5. Year of the Wolf is what I had to do to solidify that 6-album contract he had with Desperado. And the documentary 2 and 2.5 is the start of what I was doing. That's how that happened. So I took a hit to free the artist, but then it gave me a lane to do my own business direct. That's where that come from, right? So for now, me and Game is moving. 13, 14, you got El Chapo, you got all that shit. Block Wars, motherfucking, all those albums is coming out. About 2017, me and Birdman started talking. He like, whack, we need to do something, come up with something to do. I'm waiting on you. So I'm, scratching my head. I got this thing going on over here. I got 50 Amendment Entertainment Management, 100 Entertainment going on over there with Koch, E1. I'm like, called him. I said, yo, let's do Cash Money West. A lot of people didn't know I was really running 2 record labels at the same time. People never knew it. Game is dropping under 150 Amendment. Cash Money West is birth, Savvy Third, BlueFace. So, first artist we signed was Savvy Third. It's 2018 now, June, July. Savvy Third signed to Warren G. I didn't know it. I'm leaving my daughter's cheerleading competition in Orlando. She's at Summit, and I'm at the airport 6 in the morning, and the shit pop up on my Instagram. I'm like, yo, this little motherfucker hard. Whoever this little motherfucker, he hard. I don't know where he from. I get his DMs. He respond. I'm from Long Beach, blase, blase. I sent him a number. He sent me back a number. We started talking. Nephew, a little grimy motherfucker at the time, right? So he ain't telling me he signed to Warren G. He like, let's do some business. Let's do some business. I send the music to Birdman. He love it. He like, whack. Fuck it. Let's kick it off. Cash Money West. It's on you. Sign the nigga. So when I started getting off into it, people in Savvy Third Ear, don't fuck with Whack. The nigga's a pawn rule. He got red bandana low riders. You a crip, all this shit. So he kind of bagged up off of me. One day I called him, and his girl answered the phone in the car. It was on Bluetooth in the car. When she answered the phone, he like, hello? And it was me. He was like, damn, I didn't want to talk to this nigga. I say, hold on, homie, somebody want to talk to you. Stunner was on the phone. He said, Savvy, what up, this Birdman? He said, Whack, at that time, I thought you was capping, right? He said, but when I heard Birdman, he said, yo, Whack trying to do this business with you. Whatever he's saying, I'm saying, he running that end of it. So we waiting on you. Savvy met with me at the Fox Hills Mall, Lucille's, that following day. Then he told me I'm signed to Warren G. So I called my comrade Big Fave from Insane. Now me and Big Fave met on the battlefield. He used to be riding with Snoop and motherfucking what's the
Yeah,
homie
yeah. I
Nate Dogg.
remember hearing Snoop even shout him out in
Yeah,
his
yeah,
songs and
straight
stuff like
rider.
that.
Niggas a straight rider, right? So he was used to ride with Nate Dogg, Snoop, and all that. So one day at the Santa Monica Museum, after the Source Awards, no Soul Train Awards, it was Soul Train Awards. So I remember we walked in and we went in the bathroom, and the nigga. That's why I respect that nigga Red Man today. We walked in the bathroom 20 deep. Niggas just go in the bathroom. We on some death row bullshit. We finna come in here and we looking for a few niggas in the crowd. We gonna tear it up. When I walked in, this nigga Red Man nigga had on the loose Timbs, the baggy jeans. That nigga turned around on my mama and balled his fist up and threw his shit up. He said, look, nigga, I ain't going for it, nigga. I ain't did nothing to you niggas, but nigga, it's gonna be a fight. We looked at this nigga and looked at each other. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? We just come in the bathroom, right? Like
Yeah,
the nigga,
Yo,
one thing I
Redman
can
was
say,
ready. He was
yo,
ready.
I swear to God, bro, that nigga Redman was by himself in LA, and when we walked in there, that nigga turned around, nigga, and balled his fist up, nigga, and squared off. We was just gonna have to fuck him up. He wasn't doing no running. We said, bro, nigga, we in there to use the bathroom. But we didn't even take it personal. I mean, because, nigga, you got to respect this gangster. You know what I'm saying? At the time, when you saw us, we was wrecking shit. So we didn't even take it personal. Niggas wasn't on, nigga, what you want to do? We just laughed it off, gave the nigga some dap and let him go on his way. The nigga Don Cornelius, he still alive. He was smart. By the time we went to get into the doors with the crowd, he had the security meet us and tell us, yo, Don want to meet y'all backstage. He heard y'all in the building. So we kind of got on some fan shit. I ain't gonna lie. Goddamn, this nigga Don Cornelius want to meet us backstage. Fuck it, let's go backstage. So when we get backstage, we looking for the nigga. We can't really find him, but all the artists backstage. So we doing our thing. We ain't realizing Don done tricked us. He figured if I can keep these crazy niggas backstage, they ain't gonna tear up the motherfucking crowd and shut the show down. Right? And guess what? It worked. So we stayed back after that. We went to the Santa Monica um, Airport Museum for the after party. There's a man named Keita Rock with us. He's from Rolling 60s, but he was with Death Row. Right? That's Miss Parker. If you know Miss Parker on this app, that's her daddy. Keita Rock's been gone about 20 years. He a warrior, right? A real G nigga from out here. So when we get in there, whole brawl started with the Nate Dogg and them side. So me and Keita Rock fighting shoulder to shoulder, back to back. It's a power rule in the rolling 60, nigga. We all we got. It's a bunch of them. It's a bunch of that, bunch of us. But niggas is everywhere. Reggie Wright running point on security. All this shit going on. Niggas is getting fucked up, knocked out. We whooping niggas' ass over here. I look across the room. I see this nigga. I said, who is this tall nigga? This nigga like 6'4". Cray, you know how a tall nigga set a nigga up with the left and knock him with the right?
Yep.
That's
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing this nigga Big Face. I don't know his nigga at the time, but this was Big Face. He be look. I swear he let the nigga up with the left. Bam, bam. Like the nigga is knocking niggas out. I'm telling kids, we gotta get over here and help
Was
these
taking
niggas.
niggas blocks
This nigga
off.
over here is a problem. Yeah, he put in work. I can't lie. I gotta give credit where credit's due, bro. Shout out to my nigga Big Face for being saying crip, right? So years later, let's fast forward. Warren G best friend is who? Big
Hmm.
Fave. So I called Fave. Fave then went back to the feds, got out, and shout out to your Fave. Savvy 30 said, yeah, Wack, I've been seeing you talking to him. You know he signed the warrant. I said, I just figured out I want to do something with him. I said, can you politic the situation with me and Warren? Cool. So I said, I see that he gave the nigga 10,000 or whatever the fuck he gave the little nigga, whatever. I ain't frowning on that. Let me know what it's gonna take. Warren hit back. He want to override on the first album, and he want 50,000. Right? Fuck it. I tell Stunner. Stunner said, Whack, run him the bag. Invoice me. I run a nigga the bag. We write Warren a check for 50 and get a nigga override on the first album. He released Savvy to us. I signed Savvy to Cash Money West.